Hello my babes, it's me Mandy G. Before I start, I wanted to put out that I'll be talking about a sensitive topic today, and if you're not comfortable seeing damaged and inflamed skin tissue, this video is not for you. Can you stop texting me? You're taking my concentration away! This video is going to be a tad different in my usual content because I'm going to be talking about something that I've been dealing with ever since I was a child. For those who don't know, I have skin picking disorder, that's also known as excoriation disorder or dermatillomania. Fancy medical names, you know. It's been so long since I last filmed a video like this, it's actually weird. According to the internets, people with skin picking disorder may pick at scabs, bumps, pimples, or other skin lesions. I can't English. Until they bleed again or become inflamed. They may also pick at the skin around their fingernails and toenails. Sometimes people with the disorder let the picked areas heal only to pick at them again. It's a cycle of habit and impulse that can be challenging to overcome. That's true. Which means I compulsively pick on my skin. Now, I wouldn't say my case is as serious as some of the people I've seen out there. Now, does this mean I'm completely in control over my behavior? No. I've been picking on my skin ever since I can't remember, honestly, ever since I was a child. I'd pick on scabs all the time. Whenever my mom would ask what happened to them, I'll be like, it fell off in the shower. It's a super believable one, I know. Talking about my family, they were never that happy about me picking on my skin. They compared me to the girl from Black Swan. They said that it was like a sick behavior and that I was flagellating myself. I never really understood what they meant until a couple years back when I finally watched Black Swan, when I learned decent vocabulary, you know, some basic education. Skin picking is not self-harm. There's a line that distinguishes each one of them. How that manifests with me is I'll pick on the skin on my lips. That's why I usually have lipstick on in public and most of my videos as well. I think I have lipstick on all my videos. I haven't watched my videos in so long, I'm sorry. Also around my fingernails and mostly on my lower legs, that's like from the knee down. The most common way I start picking is usually with bug bites. This right here, in fact, is a bee sting that I got on 2017. I remember that one. I don't remember most of my scars, but this one is one that stick with me. I don't know. The second the tiniest mosquito bite becomes a scab, like the tiniest scab ever, like literally like just a little grain of scab, I'll start picking on it over and over again, sometimes days in a row, weeks in a row. I've had one that I've been picking on for like months. Until it becomes a big, deep hole of a sore with sometimes pus and always inflamed. Usually when the mosquito bite is like kind of new, I'll start out unconsciously, just like, oh yeah, scratching it a little, scab, scratch it out, you know? And then suddenly I'll be thinking, whenever it's getting bigger, I'll be like, no, I gotta pick just on this one, and then after this one, I'm done. I'm never done. I always keep going. I don't stop, you know. Picking just became such a big part in my life, on my daily life, that I actually do it without even realizing it. I've had days where Anthony would just grab onto my hand because he realized I was picking, and like to kind of stop me from doing it, he'd just hold my hand or something. And my mom and my grandma always keep telling me to keep my hands away from my face or my arms or whatever. Sometimes they don't even say anything, they just go from like across the room. It's great. The other day something funny happened because I was playing Clue, you know, the detective game with Anthony, and I was holding my cards and then he went like, you're bleeding, but I didn't realize that it was because he meant I was bleeding my cards, and I just went, no I'm not, and then he explained it to me, but like I felt so dumb. I felt like maybe this is an issue in my life, you know. Many people ask me if it hurts. I mean, it stings a little, you know. You're picking on a scab. It's gonna hurt a little, you know. But I've been hit by a car when I was 8 years old, so I want to survive a little pain, you know. I want to survive. God tried to delete me a couple times from this earth. None of them were effective, clearly, because I'm here talking to you right now. I don't really use any tools besides my teeth and my fingernails for peeking. I did use a tweezer a couple times. We don't talk about that. But yeah, it is common for people who have it to use tools such as like tweezers, sometimes scissors. I think scissors are kind of extreme, but you never know. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. At the moment, I have about 10 open sores on my legs. I think I have a favorite one because there's one that's like very, very big and very deep and very, very inflamed compared to the other ones. And when it comes to scars, I have about 56 on my right lower leg and like about 65-ish on my left lower leg. Yes, I counted them before filming this. I've already had people ask me if I was shot on the leg or tell me that my legs just look odd. Whenever someone asks me what happened to my legs, I just tell them that I'm allergic to mosquito bites. I mean, it's not a lie, but it's not completely true. Like, I just kept that entire other big chunk of information out just for myself, you know? I used to pick on my face a lot as well. Not scabs, but I would go for pimples and zits. First thing I do whenever I got back from school, I'd go instantly to the bathroom, look in the mirror, seeing a zit and being like, just this one, and then after like 30 minutes I'd be like, oh shit, I'm still going for my zits. So I'd be standing there really, really close to the mirror, just squeezing out zits that weren't even that serious, or like pimples, or even just pores that didn't look right to me. That's the thing about dermatillomania. Some people do it because they want to remove imperfections, but after some time I finally realized that what actually bothered me and gave me the urge of I need to go to the bathroom right now was because I have oily skin, so then having my skin feel greasy was what kind of impulsed me to have like, okay, I need to go to the bathroom right now. I managed to change my routine about this nowadays. So the first thing I do when I get home is I use a cleaning pad on my face. So I kind of take out the stickiness and I kind of control my skin and how the pores are going to look so that I don't tempt myself, you know. This is a picture of me, I think a year ago, when I would see a zit and I'll be like, you off my body, and then it would get very, very ugly. This is me now. I'm actually really, really proud of how my skin on my face at least is looking like, you know. I've tried a couple methods to kind of help me not pick. Among them were fidget spinners, this fancy looking cube that was trending on Instagram a couple years back. I also had an eraser that I'll be rubbing on whenever I felt like picking in class back in, I think, sophomore year. I've worn gloves to college a couple times, but I live in Florida. You have to understand, wearing gloves, like winter gloves in Florida, it don't go together, so gloves don't really work for me that well. And I also tried covering all my scabs and sores with band-aids, but then I found out that I actually have an allergic reaction to that. So if I leave a band-aid on for too long, I'm gonna actually end up with more sores than I started out with, you know. What I found out that actually works for me though is growing my nails. I'm actually growing my nails out a little bit right now, so my fingers actually don't look as bad right now. Besides this one, like I'm still going for the side of this one. And if there's anything soft near me, I'm literally gonna be like feeling the softness and playing with it the entire time and kind of forget that I have to pick something. This is a jacket I had in high school. It actually has like fur inside of it, so I'll spend the entire day sitting in class like... I'm actually going through the script quite fast right now. I'm gotta getting used to it again. I decided to finally come clean about my issue on Instagram in February this year, so February 2020, with a drawing that I actually started sketching out in June 2019. I remember I thought of this drawing when I was sitting in the car on the way back from Orlando because Will had a soccer game, and I was sitting in the car with all, like, I didn't have actual paper, I only had like flyers from Disney World or something like that. I just grabbed a pencil and started sketching it on the car, and then the sketch sat on my desk for about like 6 months before I actually worked on it. This is the drawing I made for you guys to appreciate. When I first posted this with a big text about dermatillomania, my family wasn't all happy about it because they were like, don't expose yourself like that. Like, why would you say that you have a mental disorder online, you know? But I was happy with it. I was happy that I was finally like coming out with it, like for once. Now a lot of things came from that post. Some of them were good, some of them were bad. Good news first. A foundation that is called Picking Me Foundation actually saw my post and they asked me if they could feature my art on their website, which has an entire section dedicated to teenagers who make pieces about living with dermatillomania. If you want to check them out, the name is Drawing with Derma. I'll put the link down in the description. This is not sponsored by them, by the way. I don't have any sponsors because I don't make money out of YouTube. Secondly, this isn't that great. Like, they're kind of bad news. I've had people trying to be relatable to me, so they come to me and be like, oh my god, look at what I picked. They would just constantly bring the topic up, like every time I was in the room, and then friends of them would be like, no, this person never even mentioned the topic until like you posted that. If you feel like this applies to you in any way, it might. I'm not trying to be rude or anything, I'm just trying to explain how I feel about this. Keep in mind, I'm not telling you that you don't have it. You might have it, I don't know. But I just feel uncomfortable having this topic being brought up all the time because it's something I'm ashamed of most of the time. It can occasionally make me extremely triggered. Some people that are very close to me, they noticed on the spot when I start getting triggered. It's kind of funny because they just do like, they don't talk about it, they just do like a little motion to me and I'm like, to wrap that up, I'm okay with explaining my situation and how it works, but I'm just not comfortable with people trying to be relatable with me. It makes me feel uneasy, sometimes it even makes me feel like I'm being mocked, to be honest. Again, if you think this is directed towards you, maybe thinking it through wouldn't be a bad idea. I don't want to end this video on a bad note, so now all I want to say is that I've progressively been working on my picking. As I mentioned before, I'm growing out my nails again because I'm trying to keep my fingers pretty. And I changed my habits on my face, which makes me extremely proud, so we'll see my progress from now on. That's it for today, my babes. Thank you for watching this video. It means so much to me. Again, make sure to check out the Picking Me Foundation. The link is on my description. And my art account, because I don't know, maybe I may make some more art about it. And you might want to see it. I promise I'm done talking right now. See you soon. Bye-bye.